Flippin' Fantastic Podcast, episode 34. I'm Alicia Thanks Picker.
And I'm Mo87 official.
Welcome to
How are
the
you?
sunglasses edition.
I feel like, see, though, I'm gonna date myself. It was there was a show in the 80s called WKRP in Cincinnati, and they were DJs, at a radio station.
hmm
Johnny Fever was the rock guy. I feel like Johnny Fever. I don't think he wore sunglasses in the studio. I don't know. Probably when he was hungover.
Maybe some,
I'm
maybe they do.
hungover. Not hungover. Not
We
yet.
both are. We partied too hard yesterday on Labor Day.
Yep. Yep. So, how was your week? Did you get a lot of good stuff? I have got nothing, so it's all
Um,
you.
I'm trying to think. Sourcing wise, it hasn't been super crazy. Um, like a really crazy weekend, like 2 weeks ago now, but this last weekend it was pretty low key. I still found some stuff, which actually I think I listed most of it already.
Hmm.
Um, Nothing amazing I think of, but my store is on a sale. I have, the percentages off per how old the listing is, and then
Yeah.
an additional 15% coupon. So I've been making some sales, nothing super crazy though. And I did list a ton. So I'm kind of
That's
just
fun.
waiting for it to like catch up. When you list more, you obviously hopefully sell more. So I'm kind of waiting on
Yeah.
that to kind of
Yeah.
catch up.
I sold two things yesterday. That was it for me in the weekend, but I haven't listed anything in a week. So it's been,
It's
it's been a
something.
week, but it's always something. But I'm ready to list tomorrow. I don't have to go see anybody, take anybody anywhere, or anything. So I'm gonna get some pictures and stuff. I always say that. Then crap happens, but hopefully, hopefully tomorrow. If I don't spend it sleeping, I gotta wake my butt up early. Try and get out of bed.
Well, one thing I wanted to bring up is rest in peace, reseller clickbait podcast. I'm so
Yeah, what
sad.
happened?
I don't know, but I'm so sad because I really enjoyed it. I really
I
enjoyed
did
their
too.
podcast.
I don't
Um,
understand.
I guess that means we're the better podcast now.
We, did we win? Did we win?
Did we win? How many episodes did they have? I don't know. I can't check because all their episodes are gone now. But
Oh, they took it down?
yeah, like the episodes aren't up anymore either, which makes me sad. So
Oh,
you can't even
why?
revisit the good times.
Oh no. I mean, I saw where they weren't doing it anymore, but I didn't know they were going to
hmm
take it down. Did they? I don't want to speculate, but I don't. What happened?
I don't know. I don't really know, but I'm sad. A lot of us
Hmm,
seem really sad. So,
that stinks. Yeah, I didn't realize they took them
anyways,
down.
yeah, I didn't
Hmm.
realize it either until someone said I think Trash or Cash mentioned it, but
Okay. I'm that's the other I'm behind. I haven't listened or watched any reseller content in over a week. Just too much
Mhm.
going on for me. But I did go to I have to say it. I did go to the Philly meetup at the Phillies game. Thanks, Brian Big and Fun.
Here's your
Woo,
shout
yeah.
out. Woo!
Listen to this episode now. He was probably expecting it last week, but we had a two-parter. But so that was like a week ago. And I met Brian, Big and Fun. I met Susquehanna Picker Justin, um the Tri-City Pickers, Jennifer and her
Okay,
husband,
okay.
um um Chris, New Jersey Picker. You have to forgive me, my brain is mush. Um oh, Uncle Steve Picker and Kevin, of course, were there.
I'm trying to remember
Um
who I all saw in the picture.
yeah, Lehigh Valley Trash Panda. He was
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah,
Um and uh oh, Joy.
Joy, yes.
Joy Joy and her husband. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was the Phillies lost, but the Angels are Kevin's team, so he had Turner with him, and that was Turner's first big league game, and so he got to see his team win,
I
and
bet
he
he
was
had
very,
fun.
very excited. He was jumping up and down. I was like, I'm could make that happen for you. So yeah, so it was cool. Had a good time, ate good food. It was a nice day. It was like the
That's cool.
couple hours of the week that I got to myself over the last week or so, but it was good.
Yes, because you've had some things going on with your family lately.
Yeah, my dad, he's good
Hmm.
now. He came home today. I know I said it in the Discord. Yeah, he had to have bypass. He came home today, so he was so happy because at first this morning my mom texted me and was like, "They're not letting him come home." Well, his surgeon, that was just the doctors that do rounds, and surgeon, I think he probably had his surgery this morning, and then he was like, "You can go
Hmm.
home." And my dad was like, "Get me out." And we put him in his recliner, and I think he was asleep in 2 minutes later. So I don't have to go to the hospital every day. I'm schlepping over there all the time. But so yeah, that's that. But that's all good. So, but it was stressful because he is old. He turned 83
Hmm.
while he was in there. Saturday
Oh
was his
man.
birthday. Yeah. I was like, oh, second time you spent in the hospital because he was born. He is old, but he was born in a hospital. I checked. So yeah, but he was glad he's home. He's just sore and everything.
There's just
But
nothing like being home. I get
oh
it.
no, it's terrible if you're sick and you're not, you don't feel good and you're not in your own bed or anything. It's terrible.
Hmm.
But so yeah, that's been my life for the last like over a week. So that's why I have sold nothing. Well, I did sell a couple things, which I got to ship when I get done here, and I've listed nothing, nothing. Every time I would think I would have a few minutes, I was either too tired or something else would happen to list. So, and I'm like so stressed about it. I'm so stressed about it. I had a stress dream about teaching last night, and I haven't had one of
Oh
those in a long
boy.
time. I used to have them all the time, and August is like the big time to have them. And it's like, it's funny if you ask a teacher, the stress dreams are always the same. It's like the kids won't sit down, they won't shut up. You can't control the class, and it's just a nightmare. And I had one. I had one of those last night. I haven't had one in a long time. I did not have one for the entire month of August. And I haven't been teaching for, this is like going on 5 years now. But I was still having them. But I hadn't had one in a long
Hmm.
time. So I was like, oh, I must be stressed out because I had a teacher stress dream last night. So, but I feel better now. He's home. So
Actually, it's funny you
now I
mentioned
can
that
get some
because
stuff done.
was it last night? No, yesterday. I had woke up and I had a weird dream. I have this thing like megalophobia, so it's when there's like super huge things. They make me really like they make me feel uneasy. Like I'm trying to think like there's like pictures that make me feel that way, but like I in real life, like it's just like sometimes I see things that they kind of creep me out, but like it's not
Uh-huh.
debilitating or anything. But this
Right.
dream for some reason had something to do with the ocean and that megalophobia, and it was just
Uh-huh.
a really weird dream because I woke up right away. I told my husband, he's just like, okay. Because like it was weird. It was weird. I get these really weird dreams that don't make sense, and even when I try to explain them when I wake up, they still don't make sense.
So have you been on the beach at the ocean
Yeah,
before? Yeah.
yeah, and
When
it's fine.
like
Yeah, but the
you're fine
dream just
there?
like yeah, my mind just like made things super scary about it, and then I was just like, I I have no idea. But I am
That's so
particularly
crazy.
stressed as well, so it could just
Yeah.
be my mind just finding
Hmm.
things to stress about.
Yeah, that's funny. That's
Hmm.
crazy.
Well, it was really nice to have Amy and Liz on our last two episodes. I hope our viewers also enjoyed
Yes.
that. It's really nice having two other
Yes.
people to bounce
Hmm.
conversation off of.
Hmm.
It's
Don't
really
forget
fun.
to If you haven't, go subscribe to them. Amy's
Yes.
channel is still pretty new, and Liz has been doing it for a long time, and Liz is underrated. The only that I know Liz is not, it's, she has a real job, and
Mm-hmm.
this isn't a real job, you know what I mean? She has a regular job, and does pick and selling on the side, and so it's not. Unfortunately, she doesn't get that consistent YouTube algorithm. Whereas if she was posting at the same time every week, that kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. So, but her channel's awesome. She finds great stuff, lots of nerdy stuff, which is awesome. But yes, and Amy's, hasn't been doing it for that long, but her content's good too, and we love them.
Yes, they're
They're
awesome. Hope
girls.
to meet them eventually.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I accidentally played it 'cause I was going to go through the comments here at some point, but... Oh, there we go. I guess I'll go through comments here. I just want to make sure I was on the account so I could like all of them. On the first episode, because what we did for this thing with the four of us, we talked for 2 hours, split the episodes in half to make 2 episodes, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Made it easier, especially with stuff going on in both of our lives. So Mo and I haven't really talked in the past couple of weeks because we've had 2 episodes ready to go. So on episode 1, we got Brian. He said, "It's always a good podcast with Amy and Nerdy." Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely bring them back at some point.
Yep.
That says, "Great show. Happy to see the plushies in your background, Mo. They went to a good
Yep.
home." Oh, yeah, because you had talked. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my...
They're still there.
I didn't give the other one. I'm going to give it to my niece, but I got my Opus plushie from Matt. That's my favorite comic ever.
Never heard of it.
You're too young. He actually
Maybe.
draws. He draws them. He did it for like a whole year again lately, but he stopped like years and years ago. Yeah. He stopped before you were born, probably. I don't know.
Well, maybe. Amy said, "Always such fun. Party face, party face, party face emoji." And then Nerdy Picker said, "Oh my god, the orientation is off for me. It's just my eyes the whole show." That's okay. It adds character.
It's a couple times she kind of leaned back and you see her face, but like... I think it's mysterious. The Nerdy Picker.
Yes.
Mystery.
And then episode 2, we have Joy left us a couple of comments. She said, "Mennonite have computers, cell phones, etc. They're worldly compared to the Amish."
Mm-hmm.
And then she also said, "I think Lavender Clothesline is from Lancaster." I forgot what that was in reference to.
She's a YouTuber. I know she's from here because I was following. I didn't realize she had a YouTube. I had her. She must have been suggested to me on Instagram because I was following her. And she's the one that was like, oh, which I probably won't be able to go to, but that eBay Open thing, and they have one in Philly, and she's the one that said, oh, I think I might go or whatever. So I figured she was somewhere not too far from Philly. Yeah. But I think was it Joy saying she finds the Mennonite clothes or something and sells them? I don't know. Somebody did.
Someone did.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of eBay Open, while we're on that topic, I do suggest signing up. I did it last year. And the way they did it was you got like points for participating in the discussions, like using the chat or like going. And anyways, at the end, they ended up sending me like a little eBay Open notebook, which I did resell. A little like popcorn container, which I think I still have that too. And I've had this sitting in my cupboard for a while, but I'm finally using it. I've got my little eBay Open little cup, and it's got like
it looks nice.
The nice silicone straw, so you don't break your teeth on it. And so I've been using that, which is cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's a lot of cool info. What I was doing, I think, is I was like listing, and then I'd also go do that because it was like a couple day thing. At least the online one. I don't know what the in-person ones are like, but you do get some cool stuff, and that's how I got my eBay IKEA bags, because I got so much points that I could get 3 of them. Right. So I did get 3 of those big IKEA bags for free, essentially. So
Yeah. I don't know what other cities, but Philly's one of the cities they're having it's just one
I think it's
day
like like Los
live.
Angeles or something, or
Yeah,
some big,
probably.
yeah. There's a
And then
few big ones.
it's $25, but then they give you a $25 eBay gift card. So, um I don't know. Like that was my only qualms about going. Well, I have other qualms about going, but
Hmm.
uh it or just personal issues about going, I should say.
Hmm.
It didn't have like who was going to be there and what they were going to talk about. That's like I kind of would like to know that before I sign up. I mean, I'll do
Hmm.
the virtual. That's not a problem because then the other days are virtual. But I might do it. You know,
I think
I
for
think
the
this
last
is the
time I went,
first
there
year
it
since
wasn't
I was just gonna
since
say I think it's
COVID.
the yeah that they're doing it live in
Hmm.
person. I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, when I went last year, I like, of course they have people like from all over, like eBay sellers and stuff. I had never heard
Right.
of any of those people. Um,
Yeah.
it was cool. Actually, I'm trying to remember. I think when I did it last year, it was like at the beginning or like right about the time that I had joined the Trash to Cash Discord. So I
Hmm.
don't think I talked to anybody about it, but it was still cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a cool thing if you have time.
Yeah. Because how long's the Discord been around? Has it been a year? Almost.
It's about because I did
I think I
join.
joined pretty much at the beginning. I think I did. Pretty
Yeah,
close to
actually
anyway.
I can check
I
when you
think I did because
joined.
I remember him saying, "Oh, we have a Discord," and I went and I joined it. So,
Yep, me too. I was like, "Oh, this is cool. Like
uh
I'll get to like
yeah.
chat with other." So you
Hmm.
joined it on October 18th.
Did it start in
I joined
September?
it. I joined it October 27th, so
Okay.
so 9 days after you. Let me
Uh-huh.
see. Does it tell me when it says Dave joined? Because he's okay, October 18th. So it must have been the day he
Okay.
started it. So yeah, I
Okay.
joined
I must
about,
have joined the Patreon that day and then come over.
yeah. So which I thought was cool. I was like, oh, cool. And like, little did I know
Yeah.
like how much of like how important, not important, but how much this Discord like has become like in the past year, like as far
Hmm.
as like meeting new people and like the
Yeah.
Vegas trip. Like if it wasn't for the Discord, I don't know if I would have went to the Vegas trip because I would have been like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know anybody, you know. So yeah, it's really
Oh,
cool.
yeah, that's how I am. I mean, I went to the Philly trip. I'm still an awkward weirdo, but at least I was like, okay, I talked to these people online.
I get
I can
that.
talk to them face to face. I actually have like really good friends that I met online, like from years ago. So it's not the first time I've
Me
done it,
too.
but
I met some friends like
mhm,
back on in my Minecraft days. I met people
mhm,
online and actually met people that lived here in my state. Like they lived a couple hours away. I'm like, let's meet, and we did. And of course, this was
mhm,
when I was in like high school. Met my
yeah,
husband online. I have a friend from
yeah,
England I've been friends with for like 9 or 10 years now. Like it's really cool how
it's very
you
cool.
make these
Yeah,
friends. Yeah.
hmm, yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yes. And last two comments, Amy had said, I think Kevin is selling spurs, chaps, and lassos on Bonanza. And then she put a little cowboy hat dude emoji. And Grands Pots Vintage, they said, Liz, we do vintage lamps and light fixtures and things like that over on Etsy, and they seem to do well, better than eBay anyway. Which
Yeah.
actually I'd mentioned in the Discord, I don't know, a week ago.
Hmm.
Um, Basically a big life change might be coming. I might be moving. Most likely I am. It's
Hmm.
just a matter of when. I
Yeah.
had mentioned in the Discord, hey, like this is my situation. I've done it. I've put my store on sale. I'm starting to list to get my death pile at least up. I've cross listed on Facebook and Mercari. Someone mentioned Etsy and I was like,
Hmm.
I don't know. Etsy just doesn't appeal to me. But of course,
Hmm.
like with Grams and Pots Vintage mentioning that their vintage lamps and light fixtures do well over there. That's cool. Maybe
Yeah.
if I had more time on my hands, I would try it, but I don't know. Etsy just kind of, especially with last year, of course, that bank thing wasn't all really their fault, but also
Right.
there was another thing that had happened that kind of didn't like that Etsy did is something about withholding payments from people. I thought there was a whole second thing, but I can't remember. Something had happened with Etsy. I
I'm
can't
not
remember.
sure.
It was around COVID, I think. I'm not sure.
I did have stuff up there, and I was selling stuff over a year ago, a couple
Mm-hmm.
years ago, and I took it down because they started doing. I think I mentioned this before. I might have mentioned it last week, or well, 2 weeks ago when we did that. I don't know, but they do. If anybody that sells on there can talk about they were having this like promoted fee thing, but it wasn't like eBay because I promote all my stuff. I just have everything. I don't fool with sales or anything. Not usually. I just been doing promoted. But you only pay the fee if it sells. But on Etsy, you pay the fee for like the entire month, even if it doesn't sell. You know what I mean? So it was like, I don't know if I like that. And are people
Mm-hmm.
going to see my stuff if I don't do it? There was a whole. So I kind of pulled all my stuff back from there, and I just concentrated on eBay. So, but I do think, like Grams and Pop said, I have stuff like that like I have a bunch of lamps that I just haven't listed. Nothing huge or anything, but that I do think I have stuff that would do better on Etsy because I think a certain type of people are going and looking for certain types of vintage things and some of the things that I have. But you know, I haven't got back to it. I mean, I keep
Mm-hmm.
saying I want a cross list, and I haven't even gotten there yet. And I'm under 500 again. I'm like 494, so I gotta get my butt back up over
I was at
500.
like I was at like 1440, and then
Mm-hmm.
my husband came home that day and was like, tell me about this job thing and how like, oh, we
Mm-hmm.
we have a chance to move um back to Lincoln, which is
Mm-hmm.
where him and I first moved in together with each
Mm-hmm.
other. So we had lived there for a few years. Now we're back in my hometown. Now we might go back. And then all of a sudden I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh crap, I need a list. And then I listed like all day for 2 days straight, and I went up to like 16 something. And I basically set up my laptop, or not my laptop, my
Right.
iPad at my listing table. I'd sit there and watch YouTube all day and list, and I got a lot
Mm-hmm.
listed. My death pile is
Yeah.
a little small now, but I'm also really burnt out on listing now because I that's all I did for 2 days. Like I
Right.
only got
Yeah.
up to like go
Mm-hmm.
eat or like use the restroom, whatever.
Right.
Um, and then yeah, so yeah, I'm back up to like 16 something, but
That's
I
awesome.
need to
That's
get back
awesome.
on it.
I need to. I want
I'm
to.
thinking,
I absolutely have to take pictures tomorrow because then I take. My sister goes for her treatments, and I sit around for like 3 hours, 4 hours, so I can get stuff listed. But I have to have pictures because I'm out of pictures. Like I burnt, I used them all up. The only time I've had a new listing is if I remembered in the last week, and I'm like, ooh, and sell similar,
yeah. Um, but yeah, so I did all that, and I'm like,
Hmm.
well, because
That's awesome.
ultimately, when we find out we're moving, I'm gonna either put my stuff. I'm gonna like probably have to have a garage sale unless I want to
Yeah.
move about 2,000 items of inventory, like in total
Right.
with my death pile,
Hmm.
or I've been like trying to sell stuff on Facebook even cheaper. Like I'll take pictures from the eBay listing, but then throw it on
Hmm.
Facebook and be like, take some money off depending.
Right.
Which I have sold some stuff. Like I had this Calphalon toaster, which would have been a pain in the butt to ship. I had it
Hmm.
up for like 25 or 30 bucks. I went and threw it on Facebook for 15 and someone picked it up yesterday. So it's like it got it out and it was big,
Right.
and because like I'm just gonna have to like cherry pick. And
Hmm.
also with moving there, I've always wanted an antique booth, and there's several antique malls there.
Yeah,
So
yes, yes, yes. This is awesome.
I've been on an antique mall
Hmm.
YouTube binge watching spree. So I've been watching like
Hmm.
everyone's antique mall videos to figure out if it's something I want to do.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so I'm also excited about that. But then it also like I went sourcing this last week and I found so much stuff that I would have loved to pick up if I had a booth, like, little cool vintage step stools and this cool like cigarette metal. I don't know what it was, but it was like an ashtray on top, but like it was like a newspaper, like you could put like magazines on the bottom, and it was
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would
Hmm.
have totally picked that up if I had a booth. And it's like the heartbreak of that, but it's like, oh, I don't know, like if I'd actually do it, but it's just the potential
Right.
right there. I'm just a little heartbroken to leave it behind, but
Yeah. That would be
It's
cool,
fun.
though. I mean, I think having a booth would be fun. Some good people. Well, there's different places too, because I do watch a lot of people that have booths, and some of them
Hmm.
are like straight up anti, like you have to have a certain amount of stuff that's vintage or antique, like because some people will throw a bunch, because like you sometimes you walk through those antique malls and you just see like farmhouse just barfed all over this booth because that's all it is. It's just Marshalls
It's
and
farmhouse
TJ
and like
Maxx. Yeah.
candles and
It's
yeah.
just TJ Maxx, TJ Maxx and Marshall's Home Goods, and that's what they're reselling, which is fine. I look, I'm not. There's no shame in your game. Like resell that stuff because like you don't always find. I mean that's why. I mean I know it's slowed down, but that was like the whole Ray Dunn thing because Marshalls had all those mugs and everything, and everybody wanted them, but they didn't have them everywhere. So, but yeah, so like some of them I know. So I do watch people. Well, there's the Crazy Lamp Lady. She has a booth. And I
I've
want to
been
get
watching a
up there
lot of
because
her
it's,
stuff.
it's only a couple. Like it's north of like Lancaster. Like I'm about an hour maybe from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and she's like, and that's not far from there. Um, there's I don't know if you've ever watched Yvonne Thrifty Rich. She's
Mm-mm.
in Colorado. She has a booth at a big mall there, and she always talks about like, and she sells a lot of glass because she finds a lot of glass out there. Um, she has to have a certain amount. Like she'll buy things to, oh, I can sell this in the booth because like sometimes there's a lot of people that say this, like people bring their kids, so they'll bring little things for kids to buy, but you have to have a
Mm-hmm.
certain percentage of your stuff has to be vintage or antique, like over a certain age, or
Oh.
they get funny about they don't let the owners, that's how they want it because they don't want the farmhouse booth. I mean, they would want a real farmhouse booth with like stuff people scavenged out of an old house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So and then George the Antique Nomad is awesome. His channel. I haven't watched anybody in so long, but he has I mean, he's an antique appraiser. He does shows, and he's got a couple different. Like he travels all around, and he's got a couple different like places, like in the Pacific Northwest and Kentucky or something. Yeah. So, but yeah, I watch a lot of people with booths. I always think, oh, I want a booth, but like I can't even get five. I can't keep 500. But there's not really any place around here. It'd be a drive for me to go to a good one. There's some antique places around, like there's a couple, but everything's so expensive in them. I don't know.
Yeah, I from what I've gathered, from what I've watched, is it's more of a hobby. Like
Mm-hmm.
here, I know that the one mall I'm looking at in Lincoln, it's a really big
Mm-hmm.
one. Um, a lady I used to work with has a booth there because I've seen her post about it on Facebook. So I messaged her. I'm like, hey, how much do you pay? And I guess it's about 140. She gets a booth and a glass case, which I'm assuming is
Oh,
enclosed for like,
uh-huh.
jewelry or
Right.
smaller
Uh-huh.
items. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, that doesn't seem bad because compared to, I think it was ABC Matt that sent me the pricing for his local antique mall, and
Oh,
it's like,
this
it's
again,
so much money.
Pacific Northwest. Everything's more expensive up there. It's like,
Hmm.
you know, I mean, I live on the coast, like the East Coast, so I'm more expensive than probably in the heartland. But Pacific Northwest is ridiculous. So
Yeah, so I was
I
like,
would
it could be
imagine.
worse. But I also saw another video where this lady actually rented out like a bookshelf at an
Hmm.
antique mall for like $50. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, like
start
50
small
bucks it
like
seems a lot
that.
more
Yeah.
doable.
Hmm.
Like to me, I'm like a little panicky. Like say with the numbers that my friend had give or my old coworker would give me, say a booth is $100. Might be able to make that. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure how it all works. I'm like, why? I'm like, I have like imposter syndrome. I'm like, why would someone come to my booth to buy stuff? But I also had that with eBay before when I
Yeah,
started out. I'm like, why would someone come to my
I
store
think
on eBay and buy this
everybody.
from me?
I was like, nobody's
So
gonna buy this stuff. Oh my god. Then you hear ka-ching and you're like, oh.
yep.
Yeah, it's the
So
same.
and it's also
But
just the market over there. I'm not
you could
sure.
Yeah, but if you could like start small, that's cool.
Hmm.
And find a place that like fits like what you buy. You know what I mean? Like if you
Hmm.
scope out some places that just feel right. But that's not, like,
Yes, well, look,
like a
there's options over
shelves or
there. There's just
hmm
I've just looked
Yeah.
at the one mall, but I know once
Uh-huh.
I get moved over there, I'd like to go walk in each one, see how the vibe is first, and then if I think it's cool, like I'll talk to the owner or whoever to see about getting a booth,
Hmm.
see about pricing, compare all that, how close it is to wherever we like, what part of town we're in.
Uh-huh. And
Um,
Reset to Ride has a booth too, right?
yes, and actually, she had just talked about like a
Hmm.
video she was about to make, and she actually released it today. Guys, go check it out over there. She has some really good
Oh,
content.
cool.
Her,
Oh,
her and Z.
do they ever
Yes,
have they ever shown their booth on their videos? Now I can't think
yes.
if I remember. They
They had
have.
one where they did a booth restock, and I loved it. And I was just like, you guys should do more like a
What
booth.
did they put in there? I probably saw it. I just, like I said, my brain
They
is
do
much too sweet.
toys, so they have a bunch of just little
Yes,
action
and
figures and
toys. They
stuff.
had all that stuff.
Yes.
Now I remember. I did see it because I knew they had a booth. Because I know when they were like doing when she does the hauls, every once in a while she'll be like, "We're gonna put this in the booth," or
Hmm.
this is
Hmm.
for the booth. Um, does Kevin Commonwealth Picker still have his?
I think so.
Yeah,
I haven't
selling
heard
his
much about it, but I'm sure he still does.
Tupperware booth.
That's the thing, like I see stuff that I have in the store. It's also I would have a hard time figuring out, okay, do I want to list this on eBay or do I want to put it in the booth? So like I'm also trying to figure out that because I know like
Mm-hmm.
obviously bigger pieces, like if I get another huge swung vase like that one I
Right.
sold, I'd obviously put
That's
that
a
in the
booth
booth.
item. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or
Yep.
any smaller furniture pieces like vintage
Mm-hmm.
footrests, which actually I just bought one. I'm so glad because I'm a kind of person I don't like to have my feet on the floor when I sit. So I found this
Mm-hmm.
cool vintage footstool and I haven't even looked it up, but it has a cool design. It's like faux leather on the top. Like
Yeah.
stuff like this would be great because I
That's
got it
what
super cheap.
I have my feet on a box.
Hmm.
But I need I like to have my
I
feet
used to
up too.
have a crate, and
Hmm.
especially when I actually worked at a real job in an office, I had just a
Hmm.
plastic crate under my desk, so I had a place
Yeah.
to put my feet.
Hmm.
That's just why I like. But yeah, I was using a crate, and I was like, this isn't working, and so I found this. I'm like, perfect, and it's
Yeah.
adjustable. Like you
That's
can
so
change the
cute.
angle, so it's cool.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I don't know, antique booths. I would love to do antique booth content,
Hmm.
like do a whole start to finish. Like, oh hey guys, I'm gonna go look at antique malls today.
Yeah, that would
Just
be
come
awesome
along with me, and then
series.
go to like
Hmm.
5 different ones, and then be like, okay, well here's the pros and cons of each. I
Yeah.
think that'd be
Hmm.
cool. That'd be really cool content, especially if like say we move in the fall. If it happens to work out, that'd be good winter content. I
Right,
think
exactly.
like it'd
After
keep me
fourth
busy for the
quarter's
winter.
over. Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But anyways, so hopefully some content coming up for that. I did see a comment from somebody I haven't seen here before. A couple weeks ago, they commented. Their name is I'm a resell it. They said trash to cash sent me here. That was on our episode 30. So I just had left a comment
Oh,
back for
cool.
them. So thanks for watching. If you're
Thanks
still
for
here,
coming.
we did
Thanks
get
for
a few
stopping by.
subscribers, and that's all the
Cool.
comments. Um. I know you had mentioned you only sold a couple things, but any good sales lately? Any bolos?
Mm-mm. Nope.
No.
I haven't been sourcing and I haven't been selling. What did I sell? I sold I don't even remember what I sold. Oh, one is a mug and I can't see anything with these glasses on. Yeah, I gotta go pack them up and print out
Um,
and print the labels out
here's
when
one
we're
thing
done
I
here.
sold. If you ever go to
What'd you
sale,
sell?
I always look at I look at the makeup stuff, the hair products. I've done that
Mm-hmm.
this year, which I haven't really
Yeah.
before, and I've made some decent money. Like I bought
Mm-hmm.
these. It's called Monet Eye Wonder Lash and Brow Enhancing Serum. They're just a little box. Got paid
Mm-hmm.
25 cents a piece. Got three of them. Sold
Yeah.
all three for combined total of $84 plus ship.
That's that's awesome. 75 cents
Like
into $85.
dang, I should have shared that in the
Sweet.
Discord earlier at the Bolos. I did like this little Ebco smiley plush that I picked up for like a quarter, and it sold really fast. Or Swibco puffkins, because someone picked one up before. I think it's maybe Grandma Pops. His little smiley face plush. He has little feet. It's really cute and tiny, and sold him pretty quick for 23 plus
Oh, I
ship. I
think
was
I know
like,
what you
oh
mean. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I
They're
think they had
just
one
like
or
a
something
fuzz
like
ball
that.
kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, just with a
Hmm.
smiley face on
Yeah.
them. Um,
Back to like health and beauty products. I don't find a
mhm,
lot, but I have been looking more for them at when I go to like estate sales and stuff. And I did get some shampoo, the tea gel for the like heavy duty dandruff stuff.
mhm.
I sold that. I mean, it's not big bucks, but I only paid $1 for it, and I think they sold like 20. It was free ship, but it was only it wasn't much to ship. It wasn't too much to
I enjoy
ship.
selling stuff like that. I don't know, just like I
It was
bought that
easy.
whole lot of yeah,
Hmm.
the whole lot of like Sea Bella. I bought
Hmm.
I forgot how much. It was a bunch of product for I think I paid 50, 75, 100, some
Hmm.
I can never remember how much I paid for things sometimes.
Yeah.
But I've already made my money back. Like I made my money back off of about three or four things, and then the rest is
Yeah.
just profit. And it was all like
Hmm.
either face or hair stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I like I said, I do look for it. It's not. I don't find it very often, but when I do, because that stuff's pricey, or if it's out of, like, they don't make it anymore and somebody wants it.
mhm.
It's just like the perfume and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
People
Um,
want their scent.
yes. Weird ornaments sell. I found this one. It's from the brand December Diamonds. It's
Hmm.
called Jelly the Jellyfish. It looks like a jellyfish, but it has like a
Hmm.
face, so it's anthropomorphic, something like
Yeah.
that. I,
Hmm.
I don't.
Yeah, that's
Um,
it.
$40 free shipping, but it was cool and it was different. And I could only find one other listing of that. I think it's on Etsy, and it was around the same price, so I just threw it on eBay and someone was interested. Other than that, it's just basically stuff that I've had listed for a while and I'm getting it out.
Yeah. Do you have
Um,
the sale going and stuff? That's
yep, and
good.
I'm thinking of another thing I sold that I was really excited about. This was a while ago and I wasn't able to talk about it, I don't think. I went and bought a whole bunch of these. It was just little LED lights. There was a bunch of them at the sale. I asked the lady like how much were all of them. She said shoot an offer, and I said $50. It ended up
Hmm.
being about 100 of them, so I made about 50 cents a piece. I listed all of them. I had like 25 of this color and 25 of another. Turns out they're for like semi trucks. I didn't know that. I thought they
Oh,
were made for
okay,
like a
yeah.
motorcycle or something.
Uh-huh.
I did sell all 25 of one color for $250, which
That's
was
awesome.
super nice. So I already made my money back. It's kind of a scary deal because I'd only seen a few here and there sell, but someone must have
Right.
wanted,
They want
all of
all
those
of them.
colors. So,
Right.
yep.
I got a halogen light bulb. It's like a specific light bulb for like an old style desk lamp, but they won't let me sell it anymore because of like I guess it's the light bulb rules. eBay made me take it down.
Oh.
You can't have like certain. And I think it was mine because I had a halogen desk lamp back in the like a long time ago. So I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
it's good. I mean, it was brand new, it was still in the package. They're really bright. They're bright, for working at your desk and stuff. And yeah, so I hate that because I don't like fluorescent and I have to find LED lights.
I wonder what you could do with that. If like Mercari would let you sell it, or you just
It wasn't for a whole lot, so I wasn't worried about it. I mean, it would have been
oh
easy to ship. It's tiny in the package, but I wasn't worried about it. But I was like, oh, I guess I can't sell it anymore on here. It's funny though because I got that taken down, but I feel like I haven't been reading the Discord. Like I haven't. I'm repeating myself. I feel like I've spent a week with my father, and I'm repeating myself like he does. The uh I feel like I've seen what I have been reading, and every once in a while when I look on it and I get a chance, it's like somebody's like, oh, they took this down for me, they took that down. I feel like a lot of people have gotten stuff taken down recently.
yes.
I remember
I
from where, but I was like, oh, yeah, I guess it's
last
happening
time I
a
had
lot.
someone take it down was
Mhm.
on actually it was on Bonanza. This was a few months
Oh yeah.
ago. And they took down some I think it was a health and beauty product because they said
Hmm.
it was not authentic. Kind of the same thing
Okay.
eBay does, but eBay never took it down. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not worried because if that happens, usually I just throw it on Mercari because Mercari doesn't seem to care. So
Right. Uh-huh. Yeah, I feel like a lot, like, didn't somebody say they got something taken down not authentic lately? I know I read that.
Um,
That
Recently,
was
what I
just
just put
that was the Chris. Oh, that was who
in
it
one of
was.
the discords was there was two hats that they had taken
Mm-hmm.
down. Of course, Kevin's dealing with YouTube or not YouTube, eBay issues right now.
Yeah, what
Poor
is, I
Kevin.
didn't see. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen anything.
Okay, well,
What
he
happened to
had
him?
an issue. When was this? This was over, I think it was some highway sale when he met up with Dave and Carrie. Around that time it happened, they had something was taken off his store, or
Mm-hmm.
something. Something had happened, or they shut down his store for a little bit. Ended up coming back, no worries. Now it's shut down again for 3 days because of I forgot what it was. I watched the video, but I can't remember what
eBay.
it was. It was some item.
Who he is? eBay. Don't you know
No,
who
it
he
told him what it
is?
was, but I can't remember.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying eBay. Don't you know who he is? Come on, the king of eBay.
Yes.
Um, yeah, that's weird.
So
I have to catch up.
it's
I
all
have to catch
scary.
up.
Just a reminder, not put all your eggs in one basket.
That's
Be
kind
like
of
all of
why I
them and
wanna.
cross post.
Yeah, that's why I want to cross post. I don't want to have all my. I want to kind of get eBay a little bit going, and not
Hmm.
stopping and starting like I've been for the last 8 months or whatever. But I want to get back so that I can cross list. Yeah, so it's not all in one place. I mean,
Hmm.
kind of sucks, but it can happen.
It's scary. Like for most of us,
Hmm.
eBay's our biggest platform. Well, what
Hmm.
would happen if eBay was all of a sudden poof? Like what?
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
something as a reseller that has to go through your
Hmm.
mind, especially if you're full time. So
Hmm.
for me, say eBay was gone, eBay went poof for me. Say I was kicked off eBay or something, I
Hmm.
would immediately start listing on Mercari and
Yeah.
a lot of stuff on Facebook. Honestly, I'd probably have a garage sale, offload
I was
it, and
gonna
then
say
just restart that way. Like,
have a garage sale too, and then just rethink
mhm.
what sells on Macari and Posh or
Yep,
something.
because Mercari's a whole different thing. Like,
Hmm.
stuff, I don't know. I feel like it's a little interchangeable, but Mercari has a different market. It's more towards the younger crowd than
There's younger
eBay.
crowds there, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, honestly though, sometimes I go when I've been looking for something specific. I said this before. I I needed a phone. Like I wasn't ready. I was waiting for the new phone to come out, but my old phone, the camera died, and I needed an in between for like 6 months. And I
Hmm.
looked on eBay, and eBay's just cluttered with stuff, and you just don't know where it's coming from. And then I got on Mercari, and I found a phone. It had like a little crack in the screen, but it was somebody's personal phone. They were selling it for $90. I was like, I'll take that, and I got my $90 out of it, and I sold it for 60 not too long ago. So,
It's kind
you
of like a
know,
renting fee
I,
or
I
something.
right, I $30 to use that phone. I was happy with it. But like, I like Macari because sometimes you can find stuff a little bit, cheaper, or like something like that with like electronics. Like, I have bought electronics off of eBay, but sometimes, like, especially like something like that, like a phone, you're just like paging through, like, refurbish this and that, and you don't know where it's coming from. And
Hmm.
this was this girl's phone. You know what I mean? Everything else she was selling was like clothes and purses. This was her phone. She was just getting rid of it. She was getting a new one. Like, so I knew it was like one person. You know what I mean? It was a little bit, to me,
Hmm.
it was a little bit, and it was cheaper.
More genuine. I don't know.
Mhm. It was like, to me, she was like, "Look, it works fine. It has a crack in the screen. Put a thing on it, a cover on it or whatever." And I trusted that because, like I said, she sold clothes and stuff. I could tell it was her phone. She was just
Hmm.
getting rid of. So I do like Macari. I do like Macari. It's not as big. You're not gonna get the sales you get on eBay because it's just not. But if eBay just totally crapped out on everybody, everybody's going to go somewhere. So it's probably going to be
Yep.
Macari.
Or I'm trying to think of what other platforms. So of course there's Poshmark. I'm not too
Mm-mm.
fond of Poshmark. Etsy. I'm not too fond of Etsy. I don't know. Um, I forgot what else I was going to talk about. Oh, so a question came up on the Trash to Cash podcast because I watched that earlier today and I thought I'd ask it
Hmm.
here because it was a good question. Um, they were talking about, regular day jobs How
Mm-hmm.
much would it take for them to pay you for you to go back to a normal day job?
For the one I did? Mm-mm.
Or I don't know. I know there's a lot of what ifs. So it's like, what kind of job, Um,
Right. If I had to go
so
back to, like, right now, like if something happened to my husband, like if I needed um health benefits or
mhm.
something, my husband didn't have them anymore or whatever, and I had to go back to teaching, I don't know what I'd do. And here's the thing, like a lot of teachers complain about salary. And look, you don't, I mean, I had a master's degree because I didn't originally graduate with a teaching degree, and I went back later and got one because I'm
Mhm.
really stupid. And um, so I had a master's. So I went into teaching making more than like some of the people that have been teaching for longer with a bachelor's. But and I can't, here where I live, and it just depends on where you are, what you're getting paid and all that kind of stuff and your benefits. I can't complain about my salary here. I mean, if I absolutely had to feed my children or something, I would. But I'd find something else to do. Really try and find something else to do first.
Now
Because I can't complain
say
about my salary. My salary was really good.
mhm.
Like giving that was hard. Like, but I mean, I had a total and complete mental breakdown. So,
Mhm. So say eBay was a no-go or reselling was a no-go. If you could choose what kind of job you could go into, what would you do if you couldn't do eBay anymore?
I don't know.
You don't know. I was
Mm-mm.
thinking about it. If it was me, I used to have a piercing license because I was going to get a piercing
Okay, yeah.
apprenticeship when I was
Mm-hmm.
young.
Yeah.
I'd probably maybe try that,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I might run into the same anxiety issue that I did with doing
Mm-hmm.
hair,
Yeah.
that it might be kind of an issue, but I don't know. I'd still maybe try that. Try a different passion instead. That'd be cool. Or something art related.
I know.
Or
Well,
something fun.
I know. See that, and then I think of that. Maybe I'd try and get some of my friend, my ghost hunting friends, and maybe we'd like we're like a non-profit right now. We work with but we could get a side gig where we did something
Yeah,
for
there you
profit. I
go.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like there's so many ghost hunting YouTube channels. I would just find somebody and do that with them or something. Try and do.
Hmm.
Hopefully it never comes to that. I'm glad I have a partner that works. And
Yes.
I will get a pension in, I don't know when I can start collecting it. I'm not sure, but I will get one. I worked long enough, and I had retirement savings and all that kind of stuff. I just didn't work quite long enough to get the full um health benefit package that I would get if I had worked like the 20 or 25 years teaching. That I would have gotten that, but my husband will get it, so I'm not worried about it.
Thank
But I
God for
would
our
I
husbands.
would Well, I know. Like I said, if it came down to it and I couldn't find anything else to do, like I had to feed children or family or or myself, you know, I might go back to a school, but that's like
Mhm.
the last resort. Oh my God, my sister. I have
Same
another
same thing with
sister
like
that
me doing
teaches. Mhm.
hair. Like
I
there's not
could
a
never
lot
do
that would
that.
make me go back to doing it.
It's too much. So like my aunt does hair. She loves it. Don't judge because she hasn't done my hair in a long time. But she loves it. But she's like Miss Chatty Cathy, and she's like a total extrovert. You have to be a
Hmm.
real extrovert to do something like that. But she
Yes.
like knows everybody and everybody's business too.
There's a lady like that I know in the reselling world, and oh
Uh-huh.
man, I just gossip central. And
Yeah.
I'm just
My aunt knows everybody. It's like, well, so do my sisters. So my dad's in the hospital, and my other sister, she teaches still. And she came in the one night after work, and she's like, the nurse was in with my dad, and she said hi to the nurse and was talking to her, and the nurse goes, "You look really familiar," and then she goes, Oh, she taught the nurse.
Oh,
The
that's
nurse is
funny.
like 30 years old now. My sister's like, oh. I mean, she teaches second grade, so I was like, oh yeah. She knew the nurse, who somebody else she knew. Oh my God, they know everybody. Between my sisters and my aunt, they know everybody. But yeah, I couldn't do that. Like I said, I just going to the Phillies game, I was like because here's the thing, like I can fake it, but I haven't faked it in a long time because everything was closed down. You didn't go anywhere, you didn't see anybody for like a couple years. I haven't done that in a long time, and I was like, I gotta talk to people off the internet. It's
I feel that. It's
it's
like, of
hard.
course, it's easy to talk in front of a computer, but in real life, it's hard.
Yeah. I
Usually, I'm
get
the
like
person that sits back and listens to everyone else talk instead of
that's what
actually
that's
like.
what that's what I do. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, Trying to think of what else. It feels like fall outside today. It's been
Oh my
so hot, and
gosh.
then today it's actually cool. I wore shorts because it was actually hot out earlier, and
hmm
now I went out to set some out because I've been selling stuff on the dollar auction, and
Yeah.
it was cold. I'm like, it feels like October. It's weird,
We
but I'm
had
ready.
that. Yeah, I know. Me too. We had that this weekend. It was a really nice weekend. Um, and then the one morning, it was like chilly in the morning. I mean, I wasn't up, but and when I did get up, it was like still like 52 degrees outside. I was like, whoa. But now we're in like major heat wave. I mean, it's so hot outside, and it's still hot outside, and it's dark out. So we're in the midst of the heat right now.
Oh man, yeah, we were just dealing with that. It's not
Yeah, what you
not
had, we
fun.
have it now. But yeah, I'm ready for fall. Spooky season. I'm ready.
Me
We
too.
ha we
I kind of
have
miss wearing a hoodie.
Yeah. I you know, I like that 70-degree cool weather. I'm good with that. Upper 60s, mid 70s. We have a interesting thing going on here. There's a so I live like in North Delaware. I live like only a couple miles from Pennsylvania line. And there's so where I live, if I drive like a couple miles, I'm in Chester County, Pennsylvania, and there's a prison up there somewhere. And so we have a murderer on the loose that people are like,
Oh,
so I know like a couple of the school districts right up there closed down. They weren't open today because he's been running around. He jumped a fence and got out. Can you imagine?
oh boy.
They closed some other places. Like there's this place right up there that's called Longwood Gardens that used to be like a DuPont mansion back in the day. But they have, it's like a whole horticulture thing. They have all kinds of flowers and they have big fountains and, you know, they close that. Yeah. So we're all like, and people are like, I don't know, there was cops somewhere near here the one night and are like, is it the murder? Is it the escape murder? I don't think it was.
Oh man.
But that's what everybody thinks now. Every time everybody sees a cop car around here, they're like, it's the escaped murderer. People
It
keep
reminds
catching
me.
him on the ring cameras and everything. He was in some guy's house. He
Really?
stole food out of a guy's house in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's hilarious. I mean,
Imagine.
he's pretty he's supposedly dangerous, but yeah, so that's the excitement that's all I know that's going on around here.
That
That's
reminds me of a
about
museum I went to when my husband and I went and got married last year. There's a museum of Colorado prisons in, I think it's Canyon City, Colorado.
hmm
And it's a little prison, which I think in the end was a women's prison, and that's where the museum is inside. So
Okay.
each level has a display. It's really cool.
Right.
But there's actually an actual prison right next to it, like
Real,
right.
like working prison. Oh
Yes.
wow.
And, in that museum, they talked about there
hmm
was an escapee a few years ago, but they had actually jumped down like that tower that's right there, right by the museum, and stuff like that. It was really cool
Oh
though.
geez, yeah. I was just
And
I brought it up because I just got like a news flash again. I can't really read it, but I saw that guy's face again. every time. That's crazy though. The museum
Hmm.
right next to the working prison.
It's cool if anyone ever makes it over. And there's the thing called the Royal Gorge train ride, which my husband and I did. We actually like
Hmm.
paid. They like served you food on the train and stuff, which is
Hmm.
super cool. And it actually took you in the gorge, and it was really cool. There's a lot of cool little things to do in that little
Yeah.
city town. I don't know. It's
Hmm.
pretty small. It's like an hour away from Colorado Springs, I think. But
Okay.
yeah, really cool. But yeah,
That's
what you
awesome.
just said reminded me of that museum. But yeah, I don't have much more else to talk about. Like I had a
No,
few.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
Um,
I am going to rest. Although I do have to get pictures taken tomorrow. I'm going to make myself a list tomorrow. I mean, I have enough stuff just sitting here on the floor next to me that I can take pictures of and get at
mhm.
least 10 things up, probably more. Gotta
Yeah,
get
I,
it.
I
It's fourth
plan to
quarter. It's
list some
fourth quarter.
more. Yes, my trailer is almost full, but I'm like, I just want to get through my death piles. So, say
Right.
we find the house of our dreams tomorrow, that I'm prepared because I am dreading moving my eBay inventory. I'm dreading moving in general because we have more stuff than we've ever had just because we have a house now and we have a garage and, but
Right.
trying to get rid of stuff, throwing stuff on the dollar auction like every other day, and then
Uh-huh.
starting to get stuff in a donate pile, starting to declutter because reselling makes you a hoarder.
Oh
Whether you
God,
like it or
yeah.
not, I find
Hmm.
like I find
You're because you're
I
like,
buy
oh,
something to sell.
I
I'm like, oh, this is cool.
I can
Yeah,
sell that. Don't throw it
yeah.
away. I can sell it.
Oh,
Yeah.
she
That's the
froze.
other thing. My house is a mess because I haven't been home all week. I have to
Uh-oh.
clean. But I'm gonna list
See if
first
she
and then
comes
I'll clean
back.
because I gotta get stuff up. Uh-oh. No, we're almost done. Are you back? I see you.
Is she gonna come back? Are you back?
I see you. I'm trying to.
Hello?
Okay, I think you're back. We better go. It's like I think that's our sign. Get off.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Hello?
All right, well, do we want to end it here again?
Yeah, let's end before it happens again.
Oh,
All right. Oh no.
are you freezing again? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're frozen.
Hello?
Am I frozen?
Oh, there she goes.
I'm trying to. Is it mine? See, mine is slow up here.
Well, I'll just
Buffering,
scroll through
buffering.
Facebook
It's probably
Marketplace
because my
while we
son
wait.
came home and got on the computer.
I don't know if she's gonna keep this in or not, but
Son of a.
we'll probably cut to this and be like, okay, guys,
Yeah. Yep.
see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right. Go.
That works.